guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. Today we will be doing a quick fill in on this set, and we will be using Go To Nude. So I'm just going to come in with my Young Nails Protein Bond, and I'm going to give this nail 2 coats. I always give my nail 2 coats because that's what it says on the bottle, so I just work with the instructions, and I find that giving the nail 2 coats, it definitely lasts longer. So we're going to be putting gold flakes in one nail, and the nail that I'm putting the gold flakes in, I already went ahead and I removed most of the acrylic. So if you're doing like an encapsulated nail, you want to make sure the acrylic is not already too thick, because you have to remember you have to have space to put the design in, and you have to come back in with your clear. So whenever you're doing an encapsulated nail, you want to make sure that nail is flat from the jump. That way you have space for your decals and you have space to encapsulate the nail. So I did put the foils on the ring finger, so I did debolt the ring finger way more than the other fingers. So I came in with my first bead. I placed that bead right at the cuticle, and then I'm just gonna go in and clean my side walls up. As you know, you have to clean up your side walls. That way when you come in to drill, you don't have too much work to do, or it's not so hard to seal your cuticles. So try not to leave your acrylic on the skin, because that can cause lifting. And this is the nail that we're going to be doing the encapsulation on. So I'm going to go in with a thin layer of clear powder, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to be working with this bead on the wet side. So I'm going to come in with my gold flakes. I'm going to put those in, do my encapsulation, and then I'll just basically be coming in with my clear to seal the design. So I'm going to leave the flakes for a minute. That way they kind of set up. That way when I come in with my clear, the flakes won't be moving. So I will not encapsulate it right now. I'm going to come back, give it time to dry, and then I'll come back with the clear. So again, I'm placing this cuticle bead right at the cuticle, and whenever I place my cuticle beads, I do not place it exactly in the cuticle. I place it just above the cuticle, and then I go ahead and tuck it back in the cuticle. And you want to make sure you're cleaning up your side walls, and you're doing this process very gentle, because when you put the acrylic on, you want to make sure you are not removing the acrylic, because then it's pointless. So try to make sure you're not over stroking and stuff like that, because then you're gonna just be removing your acrylic. Don't overthink the process. Just let the acrylic does the work, and you just hold the client's fingers down and guide the acrylic. And now I'm coming in with the clear, and I'm just encapsulating the nail. And now you see why I said whenever you're doing this process, you want to make sure the nail is not already too thick, because you really need space to do your foils, and you're gonna need space to come back in with the clear. So from the jump, you really have to be working with a flat surface, little to no acrylic on the base. That way you have enough space for all that stuff that you're going to be doing. And also I'm using my number 12 brush. This brush is available on my website, It's 100% Kolinsky brush. I really love this brush, so go ahead and get it. You can always use the code LOVE because we're doing free shipping. So free shipping is gonna be active until Valentine's Day. So now is the perfect time to go ahead and get your products. And this nude, like I said before, is Go To Nude. So we're placing the first bead right at the cuticle, holding the client's finger downward and guiding the acrylic. And please guys, remember, whenever you're working, you want to make sure you keep wiping your brush. That way you have your brush for a long time. Like if you keep working and you're not wiping the brush, your brush is going to hard up, and you're like, some people usually blame, oh, the brush is not good. It's not that the brush is not good. You didn't care for your brush right. So you have to make sure you're caring for your brush and you're wiping it, you're cleaning it after every client. And also remember to keep your shape, because that way you're going to have less time in the end when you're filing. So now I'm coming in with my 100 grit hand file. I'm just going to be reshaping the nails. So like in the past, like when I'm doing nails, I used to shape the nails before the fill, and to me that was the biggest waste of time. Like, but I caught on to that very fast. Like, this doesn't make no sense. Why would I shape the nails, fill the nail, then come back and shape the nail? The only time I do something like that is if they want to change the shape of the nail. So let's say she wanted these to be stilettos. I shape the stiletto first with the drill or the hand file, and then I'll fill the nail. That's the only time I shape the nail before I fill the nail. So that's just a tip. Of course, if it's a fresh set, you shape the tips first. But if it's a fill, I definitely don't pre-shape, because that takes up unnecessary time. Unless it's a shape change, it's best if you go and shape the nail before you fill it. That way you don't have all that thickness to work with, because if you fill it and then you shape it, try to change the shape, you have a lot more work to do, because the nail is way thicker and you don't build an unnecessary structure. You build a structure for a coffin nail or a square nails, but the nail is gonna be stiletto. It doesn't make no sense. So that's the only way I pre-shape. And whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure you're holding your hand file completely straight, and you want to make sure the hand file is connected to the nail, like right straight throughout the process. That way you have like a firm shape from the top to the bottom. This is like our fourth fill on this set, so the nails are a little bit like the shape. I have a lot more shaping to do, but I'm working on it, so they're gonna come out beautiful. But you know, like the more you fill is the more work you have to do, because really, like, after what I tell my clients, after the third fill, it's time for a fresh set. People ask you all the time, how often do I need to fill my nails? Well, for me, everybody's different. You need to fill your nail after the third fill. So after the third fill, we're going to be doing a soak off and a full set. So I think this fill was maybe on like the fourth fill or something. But yes, so that's my answer to my clients when they ask me how often they need to fill their nails. For me, it's after the third fill. So you get one fresh full set and 3 fills. That's more than enough. And then when I'm done, I always turn the client's hand, make sure I get the client's view, making sure everything is nice. If I miss anything from my view, I can correct it in this part. So I do turn the client's hand and fix any arrows and try to make it like perfect. So yes, guys. And also right now I'm recording. I'm in Atlanta, guys, and I'm vlogging for you because I'll be doing a beauty expo today, and I am so excited. It's called the Black Beauty Expo. So if you guys are in Atlanta, the expo is on February 5th at the Georgia International Convention Center. So I'm going to be at booth number 85, so you guys can come and check me out if you're in or close to Atlanta. So I hope to see some of my YouTubers. They come be like, girl, you invited me. I saw the video and I decided to come. So if you're in Atlanta or close by, come to the Beauty Expo because it's going to be a lot of stuff going on. And that's on February 5th at the Georgia International Convention Center, Black Beauty Expo. Okay, so now I'm drilling the nail, and whenever I'm drilling, I make sure my pinky finger is resting on my finger or on the client's finger, but I have to have my finger resting on something just to keep my hand stable. And whenever I'm drilling, I make sure I seal my cuticles, because if you apply right and you didn't seal your cuticle, you're going to still have lifting. So you want to make sure you seal your cuticle all the time. That way water does not go under the nail, or it doesn't lift easily. You can't just, I know sometimes it's scary to put the drill close to the cuticle, but you have to just try to practice. Try to go close to the cuticle, and then you go closer and closer. But you can also use your hand file trying to seal the cuticle, but as for me, the drill does a better job. So I would say start practicing getting as close as possible to your cuticle area. And also, guys, whenever you're drilling, try to make sure you keep the drill moving. Don't hold the drill in one spot, because this can cause friction and then the client's nail will burn. So you want to make sure you're not in the same spot too long doing it, because then it's gonna get hot and it's painful, because I did it to myself before, so it is painful. And also, like, whenever you are practicing with a drill, try to do your own nail. That way you can know what the clients are feeling. I think that's the best way to practice. Like, if you're prepping, prep your own nail. See how it feels on your nail to be going fast. You know what I'm saying? Try to see how it feels on your nail when you're staying on one spot too long. That way you can have a better judgment of what you're doing. So every time you do something, you try to practice on yourself. That way you have a better idea what people are feeling. So that's one suggestion I have. And you have to keep moving the client's finger. You can't just keep the client's finger in one position. You have to keep twisting their finger, and you have to keep repositioning your drill as well. You can't have your drill in one position. So when you're drilling, be flexible. Angle the drill how you want it to be angled. That way you don't cut the client. And I always go ahead, and if the tip of my nail is too thick, I go in with my drill and I clean up the tip. That way I have a nice, not too thin but not too thick. They said it's supposed to be like the size of a credit card. So I always go in with my drill and get the tip of my nail nice and flat. I'm done drilling and filing, I make sure the nail is dust free before I come in with my design. So we're going to be doing black outline and a flame on one finger. So again, whenever I'm doing a design, I make sure the pinky finger is resting. That way I have my hand stable, because you have to have your pinky finger resting somewhere so your hand doesn't shake or doesn't shake as much. So if you're struggling with shaping with designs or moving, try to rest your pinky finger on something on the client's nail or on your nail. That way you keep your hands as stable as possible. And this brush, I got it off of Amazon. I'm going to leave the link in the description box. I've been using this brush for a minute now. A few people recommended new nail art brushes to me, and I have them in my cart to check out, so I'm definitely going to check those out, and I can't wait. This nail, it wasn't straight. The lines were not straight, so I did come back in the end and wipe it off and redo it. But I'm gonna let you guys know right now that I am not the best person to do a flame. I find it very hard to do flames, so I'm still working on my flames. I do think it's getting better, but I'm just letting y'all know, don't come for me talking about my flame don't look right, because this one took a minute, but I did a pretty decent job. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but I'm just letting y'all know that I don't know what about flames. I could draw so many difficult things, characters, all those things, but I cannot draw a flame. But I noticed the more I do it, my flames are definitely starting to look better. So I'm gonna let you guys look and let me know how I did on this flame. Also guys, don't forget to like the video. You guys are not liking the videos, and remember, like, you can always leave comments in the comment section, because I'm always responding to my comments. So please don't forget to like the video. Pause this video right now and click the like button. I deserve a like, come on. I did a pretty decent job. As you guys can see, I did a lot of second guessing, but I got it right in the end. So that's how my flames look. I love it. So that's the final results, guys. And like I said before, I used GoTo Nude in this video, and we're currently doing free shipping. So you can definitely go and check the website out, and don't forget to subscribe and like the